the freezer. Told you. He's back. What are we talking about? Roman Reigns is back.
I like it.
What's up, man? We just going by predictions, man. You know what I mean? I told y'all during the predictions, I said it's either 7-0 or 6-1. I finished 6-1, man. I think I know what I'm talking about on this podcast, man.
I like that. I like that. Hey, but you ain't the only one who finished 6-1.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't even know. Let me go back and look at Archie.
What Archie finished with, man?
Like 2-4. It's all good.
2-4 is nasty. 2-5. That's 7 joints.
The crazy thing is, everything I said would happen happened. I just didn't pick it. So it's all good.
All right, here's the ones he got right. Liv.
I got everything right. I predicted wrong.
Bron and Cody.
Oh, so he's 3 out of 3 and 4. Okay. Yeah, he ain't make it to 500. He's not going to the playoffs.
It's all good. That's all good.
Mark SummerSlam 9.5 out of 10. I'm not mad at that. This was a good summer. Yo, Roman Reigns is back, bro.
They needed him. They needed him. So where y'all want to start, man? Shout out to everybody on Instagram. We everywhere. Shout out to everybody on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We about to get into it. Where we starting at, fellas?
We starting with Roman Reigns coming back, bro.
That's it?
I knew what it was going to be, man. OTC, Easter egg, original tribal chief. Get your merch immediately. He's back on bullshit.
I enjoyed every minute of it. You know what I'm saying? I actually thought the match needed it. Like, needed Roman bad. And when he popped out, thank God. You know what I mean? Because they could have had that match on SmackDown. It wasn't nothing. I don't think it was one of the best cards I don't think it was one of the best matches of the night until that event. Because the whole time I was waiting for it. Give me Roman, give me The Rock, give me Jimmy, give me Paul Heyman. Something got to give. So we got
it. It's weird though. Like, I get the match had to be that, but the previous match, it's just the book is kind of weird, but I ain't gonna be Captain Buzzkill tonight.
What you mean? What you mean?
Cody took one Samoan spike and lost in the triple threat match. Remember the 3-man tag match. Tonight, everybody was kicking out everything. The build looked crazy. Even Bron's build looked a little crazy tonight, but like I said, it was a good, solid event. I'm just continuity, man. That's all. And y'all know I'm
We're gonna have it. So it's never gonna be.
It's not a good build to me.
I mean, it's the same organization that has speed guys going for world title shot.
For certain narratives, but
moving
slow. A lot of niggas.
So I feel like it is what it is.
Cortez said he wasn't feeling the card tonight. He's whispering, but
Cortez, why he say that? You gotta get his face on cam.
Listen. I feel like
because that's an honest man right there. You like me, honest man.
Listen. I'll be honest with you. I feel like a lot of the fights tonight, matches, they just weren't like entertaining and they were slow. Like it wasn't nothing that was like impactful. Like I didn't like Damian and Gunther. I felt like it was weird. I felt like the same with CM Punk and Drew. I thought that was gonna be crazy, not crazy at all. CM Punk looked like he's losing a step, to be honest with you. I feel like he's over here keep getting distracted by the little bracelet charm. But the same way he said Drew McIntyre didn't have his head in the game at WrestleMania and got distracted, that's what he did all night. He kept worrying about the wrong shit and got his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the main event, very predictable. But I also feel like eh. And that's how I feel about Cody. I felt about Cody like you could see the star power once that man Roman got in that corner and went to do his move, and you see the whole crowd with him. Nobody has that star power, bro. Nobody got that type of star power, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it shows. I honestly feel like them not having a lot of people on this card. We said this earlier. It's like they split the roster in half to see who really got that juice and who don't. Because there was a lot of people that weren't on that card today that are main events. I feel like maybe they trying to see who's really the draw. And a lot of the guys that was on the card today are not the draw.
Well, like I said, for the past few weeks, I felt every champion except for Liv was cold. And apparently they felt the same way because we had damn near every title change tonight.
Yeah, I knew they're not gonna let Cody drop the belt that fast. That's not gonna happen. But even though the bloodline, it kind of get like tiring a little bit with these new with the new people in the bloodline. I already knew where it's going. It's gonna be an internal family feud. You know what I'm saying? Cool. You know, let's get to it. But again, Cody only wins with help.
Yeah,
that's not good.
I agree.
Like, who is he really pinning by himself, just straight off being a champ?
Yeah, he hasn't looked strong since his return. That's always been my thing.
People just want to keep helping him. And I'm tired of Kevin Owens. I'm tired of Kevin Owens, bro. I am tired of him, bro.
Cortez sound fed up, yeah.
How you feel?
I am
Tell him why you mad, son.
Yo, just put him in AE. Just put him in AE already. Send him over there, bro. I do not want to see him no more, bro.
Let me tell you something. Cortez, a lot of your frustration, I feel like, is booking issues, right? I agree with you on certain aspects about with Cody, 100%. Because Archie's been preaching that shit to me. I've been trying to fight him on it. I ain't gonna fight him no more on it.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I will say this. I disagree with you on the pay-per-view. I thought if you really watch the storylines, they're setting up for Survivor Series. I thought a lot of the matches were pretty good.
I feel that way. I told DNA that. I said a lot of the four-way, like a lot of the matches had help. Like, they broke up the Judgment Day today.
They broke up the
Judgment Day is all fucked up. So I do feel that way. I feel as if a lot of the things are lining up for four-way matches at some Survivor Series or certain things like that, which I get. But at the same time, I just don't. I just thought, SummerSlam to me was always just almost like right under WrestleMania, and I feel like this was not crazy. And I feel like a lot of the matches were just left off the card. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the wrestlers were left off the card, and it just showed. Like,
maybe that's why they're talking about making it 2 nights next year.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. I get all that, but the wrestlers have to get busy. I just feel like they weren't getting busy. Whether they practiced, whether whatever they did, they weren't getting busy tonight. CM Punk really looked slow to me. And I'm a huge CM Punk fan. So that bothered me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That bothered me. I was like, yo, he do not look like CM Punk tonight.
In regard to that, though, I think he did look like CM Punk. CM Punk only wrestled the Royal Rumble for the WWE. That was back.
Yeah, it's just his first real match on.
He was gassed. I told my son, I said, because we box and shit. He boxed like for real, where he's in shape. I'm a retired nigga, not in shape. I know what a gas nigga look like.
Yeah,
that's me. That nigga was gassed.
If Seth Rollins wasn't the special guest referee and had that extra,
and even that, like,
no, what I'm saying, if Seth wasn't there, we would have saw how bad CM Punk actually looked. Let me. It's just how his return was in AEW. It just don't look good in ring.
I think though too, CM Punk gets it better as long as he doesn't get hurt because he gets that. Drew has been wrestling
right in front of this shit.
So Drew is in tip-top shape, and it showed. And early on, before he put him, remember there was the spot where he put him underneath the outside of the ring, and he did and CM Punk was like, "Don't you do that?" Seth Rollins said, "Don't you do that? Don't you do that?" They was like, "Fuck it, go ahead and do that shit."
Yeah, but
that saved CM Punk. They had to wrestle that match slow. Gunther is a slow wrestler.
It was
He likes
super
to do a lot
slow.
of power spots.
I expected Gunther and Priest to be slow. I expected Bailey and Nia to be slow.
Yes, I did. Yep. 100%.
The rest I didn't expect to be slow. I expected Cody
You
and
thought
Solo
Logan Paul LA Knight was slow?
No.
Yeah, they was Logan Paul and LA Knight put on, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nah, don't be giving Logan Paul credit now. You've been hating Logan Paul for months.
I'm always do it.
So I'm gonna tap right back in with y'all.
No doubt.
Go ahead.
And that nigga really he really did it mang. You know what I mean? But I said if I felt SummerSlam was good, I would have my drink again.
All right. Well, let's start at the top of the card, man.
We
know Roman's back. We're gonna get to it. Tapped in the comments. I've seen a lot of comments saying Jacob Fatu might have got hurt. What did I miss?
So when he did
the table spot,
when he jumped off to the table, his shin caught the front of the table. I think it's just a thing that hurt. I think it was also a work, but you never know with that type of shit because when you're that's
an easy fracture.
It's an easy fracture, yes. And he couldn't get up.
That's a 200 and something pound man jumping 20 feet in one direction to the edge of a table.
Jacob's age, 35, 38. Jacob's around our age. So the body don't, so yeah. And
you know what? It was an unnecessary spot. Didn't need it. We've seen it before. We don't need to keep seeing it again.
No.
It's not special.
I think they showed it on purpose because of how over that spot was when he did it to Cody. And they wanted to revisit that before Roman came. I think it was.
And if he got hurt because of it, shame on them. But hopefully he's okay because that changes a lot. Let's start at the top, HB.
Yeah. We got Liv Morgan opening up the show at Rhea Ripley. Very slow start. The first 3 minutes, very slow. Every time Rhea makes an advance at Liv slides out the ring. 3 to 4 minutes of this until Rhea finally smartens up, fakes it. Liv comes in, and now they face to face, and the match picks. I thought the match was fire.
They cooked.
Good and that's a hell of a match to start with. They delivered. I'm very happy with what I got. No complaints. I do wonder about, was Rhea's shoulder hurt?
Yeah, she kept working the shoulder at least 2 times where she dislocated and then popped it back in place.
Now, for my son's boxing, right, because he's been out for almost a year, he had a labrum tear. Very similar injury where...
What was her original injury?
They never disclosed it. It's just they say shoulder injury. Now,
then we didn't see... I don't like how social media puts everything out there, but even with this Rhea Ripley injury, we didn't see anything. We didn't see any surgery. We didn't see any recovery. We didn't see anything.
We didn't see no scars either.
We didn't see anything. I just saw her playing arcade games and hanging out on the beach. So I don't know what that injury was unless it was something that didn't require surgery. But
nah, it does, bro. Let me tell you something. Like I said, my son and
I'm about the injury because we don't know. It just says shoulder.
No, I'm with you. But when you say shoulder, and I'm very in tune because I had a shoulder injury for my AC joint back in 2012.
Oh, my rotator cuff is over. So
and then my son, we stopped his boxing for his labrum tear because his shoulder essentially pops out without popping out. It goes right back in, caused him excruciating pain, and it's in his left arm, which he's right-handed. He's an orthodox fighter. So anyway, I say all to say this: without those surgery pictures, like you say, in 2024, I wonder. Right? I'm not saying that she lied because it could have been time off. It could have been a quick surgery.
I don't think she would have dropped the title. So it was something going on. Maybe they didn't have a timeline on it. But then again, without things happening in WWE, to be honest, ever since Becky Lynch's return, I think a lot of these wrestlers and performers have been coming back from injuries when they aren't fully healed.
I can see that.
I think Rhea might have came back because it was SummerSlam. With Seth Rollins wrestled with a torn meniscus or something he had. So I think a lot of these superstars are just showing up for the big show, putting their bodies at risk, and that risk is not worth the reward if they get hurt again. I do believe at least one of those times was real, because when she snapped that shoulder back, she yelled. She let it out in the ring, and I was like, I don't think that's part of what's going on.
I thought when her initial injury, when she did the throw into the turnbuckle, it didn't look like it was at where the shoulder is. It looked like it was further back
like
up.
The blade. Like yeah. Something going on with her back.
So I do know one guy I met in my life who was able to dislocate his shoulder. Now, my son's injury, his torn labrum, what would happen is, because he had to have these like pieces put in to hold his stuff in play, he could throw his jab, right? He'd like bomb, and it would just pop out. And it would pop back in. But man, the pain he would go through.
But they cooked. I hope Rhea's okay. The show started off hot. My boy, my brother, my mustache mountain brother, Dominic Mysterio came in with whoop the chair, whoop-de-whoop. Liv hit the move on the chair. We got, and still champion, but Dom took Liv at the end of the match, and they got busy.
Kissed her in her whole mouth, bro. And
the whole mouth?
In the whole mouth. I've been telling y'all,
that happened to me before.
I've been telling y'all for months. Go back and watch that Liv, and I said I wanted to be in a Bron panty match with Liv. And y'all was like, Liv, y'all must have forgot. I've been telling y'all, listen, no man.
Well, we know who in the bride and panty match with her tonight. His name is
Dominic
Mysterio.
Because again, why would you want? I gotta call a chick mommy. She's dominant. She licking his face.
I don't know where they're going with this. The payoff, I think we all saw it coming a mile away. But Dominic Mysterio is such a good heel that, like, he has that I want to punch him in the face. He got his own look. That little smile smirk he did at the end was crazy. And they started off hot. Liv Morgan retains. Hopefully Rhea's okay. Dominic got his lady, and they went on.
When you talk about long-term,
shout out to Vinny, man. Vinny is in Cleveland right now. Vinny is at SummerSlam.
When you want to talk about long-term booking,
we should have had Vinny pop in tonight, man.
When you want to talk about long-term booking, you got to think about this too. Bron Breakker wins tonight, which we're gonna get to that.
Let's just go through the card. We'll talk. Wait for DNA to pop back up in.
The next.
Yeah, they definitely set a lot of stuff up tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna be good to WrestleMania.
I love Bron Breakker's win. I picked him. However, I need to see the rubber match because
I didn't like the match.
I thought it was the weakest match on the card tonight.
I didn't like this. That was the second match, right?
Second match.
So Liv wins. Dominic wins. Hopefully Rhea's okay. Second match, Bron Breakker versus Sami Zayn.
Very fast. I think it was like 12 minutes or something like that, give or take. Don't quote me on that time. It felt like it was the fastest match on the card.
It felt like they had a quick end and time cut. That's what it felt like. It felt like it just stopped suddenly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a build. It wasn't a comeback. It just was match, boom.
He took her home for sure. Absolutely, Dennis. Why people doing this to Dom? He just got married. Yeah, they all just got married. Rhea just got married. But again, we don't say this to actors. Ain't nobody telling Dom I'm telling Dom to slide in there. Because my thing is, if you're going to cheat on your real, she should be better than, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, if I brung Liv Morgan home, trust me, mine ain't going to be mad at me.
I ain't got a mind to be mad at. So I can just bring Liv Morgan home. However,
I might be mad if I didn't bring her home.
But I'm gonna say this:
the Carters are living a very good life.
The Judgment Day is a weird place to be right now because you still have Rhea, and the only person who was loyal was Damian. Obviously, Finn turned his back. JD McDonough is just dead silent as long as Carlito, but him and Finn are tagged.
Hold up, HP. We're going to get there. Let's get through Bron and Sami.
Bron and Sami.
I want to go through this card because this wasn't a bad SummerSlam.
No.
This match, I thought if they wasn't going to give us a Ilya Bron type match, because they've been cooking, Bron should have just squashed them. It felt like a little boat. I was glad to see Scott and Rick Steiner in the building. Seeing Scott and Rick Steiner in the building was real cool tonight. Can't hear you, HP. You're on mute. Uh-oh. What is going on?
All right, now. Oh, shit. Ooh.
Bad enough.
There we go. Ooh.
Yeah, I was happy to see. I was happy it happened for Bron.
Now you're on mute.
Now I'm on mute. Oh, man. What is going on?
All right. Y'all hear him?
Can y'all hear me?
I don't hear him. That's wild. Or do y'all not hear me?
I hear you. You can't hear me.
I don't hear you at all.
Oh, man. What's going on?
Well, let me drop out.
Oh, man. Chat, can you hear me? DNA left me.
I don't hear you at all, bro.
I don't know if the chat can hear me.
I don't hear you at all. Like,
well, let me drop out.
We hear both. Bong, bong, bong. That's wild. I don't hear him at all. That's a very awkward conversation. But obviously, about to pop back in. But yeah, we're gonna stay paused right on the Sami Zayn Bron breaker for a couple of reasons. One, did Bron really injure his shoulder? Two, right? Or one, right? Did he really injure his shoulder? Here we go.
You're no.
They say they hear us both. I just don't hear you.
Oh man, what'd you do, HP? Willie, I've been meaning to tell you for the past few podcasts.
I got you.
Your thumbnail picture is hilarious. No, Willie Nice, man. I've been wanting to say that. That thumbnail of Joe Button looking through the window is crazy. All right, we just having a little technical. SummerSlam was so high. You hear me, HP?
Yeah.
All right, we good. Now, I was saying I was glad that Bron Breakker got the win. It should have happened a month ago. He should have looked stronger, but I was glad that Scott and Rick Steiner was actually in the building to see it. So That was cool. That was cool to see.
That was the foreshadowing too. Like,
I mean, now have you noticed they're calling him a Steiner? They're calling the move the Frankensteiner, the Steiner. They're referencing.
There's no reason for them to have the breaker name.
They're referencing the dog-faced gremlin, which I think is one of the dopest nicknames ever in wrestling
history.
Dog-faced
gremlin. That's what they should have named Precious, bro.
Oh man, wait, she got to do with wrestling?
I mean, she looked like she could be.
Speaking of, what was Jelly Roll doing? We're gonna get there. So Bron Breakker wins, beats Sami Zayn. They just setting. She was talking about long-term booking. They're setting Sami Zayn free so he can get intertwined back into this bloodline story.
Yes, sir.
So far, I would say it was like 2 for 2, even though this match didn't cook as much as I wanted it to cook.
But thank God they kept it short. It didn't drag either.
Yeah,
at least not in my book. It didn't drag.
You can't drag it because Bron Breakker can't have a long match. Just the way his style is.
I wouldn't say that. I think he can. I just don't think they put him with the right people yet. Yeah,
I think he's like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson.
No,
you get him past 3 to 5 rounds.
No, I disagree with you. I solemnly disagree with you. I think Scott Steiner. I almost said Scott Steiner.
No, I'm not saying he can't wrestle. I'm just saying the way they're building him, it got to be explosive.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh no, he can wrestle.
Yeah. That's what I was like. I think he can. They're just waiting to give him those type of matches. Right now, it's the squash or quick matches, quicker 10, 12 minutes or less.
Oh, I wasn't saying he was Goldberg now. Or in the words of Bret Hart, Bill Goldberg. So Bron Breakker is the first title change of the night, and we saw plenty more. So after that match, what we had, HP?
After that, we got Logan Paul and LA Knight.
Willie Nice on the screen said, "I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed by Logan Paul every time. I am the only one on this podcast that says I don't dislike Logan Paul. HP has a problem with the amount of times he's defended the title and the title being on because
I'm impressed with him every time he's
HP loves sunflower seeds, his kids, and mid-tier titles.
No, I do. Mid-tier titles is junior high. You can't just You can't go from 5th grade to 9th.
And that was his problem. But I told you, every time Logan, my thing with Logan Paul was his matches are always the same. You have some outside interference. You have the brass knuckles come into play, and you have a special guest. Tonight it was MGK. Last time at WrestleMania was I Show Speed. Before that it was SKI. It's always some outside interference with some brass knuckles. But Logan Paul can go. Logan Paul can wrestle. Like, he can go. And his gear was fire. Probably had the dopest gear tonight.
He did. Let's just put him out there.
Gear was crazy.
Shout out to Logan Paul.
It finally happened for your boy LA Knight, even though that car window whipped his ass in the beginning.
Ooh, killed him, bro. But this is what I like with LA Knight. LA Knight could have good matches with the following people, any of them, right? Doesn't mean they're gonna win. But this is the Razor Ramon, the Chris Jerichos, those guys who had Intercontinental title runs, and they were like locked into that belt. And when they're locked into that belt, they could lose it or defend it. I feel like that'll be like LA Knight. He could go against
I've not been on the LA Knight train, but I will say I love seeing a wrestler get a good end to their story. Not saying this is the end of his story, but you gotta think when he was in NXT, he was hot. He moved up to main roster and he was with Maximum Male Models.
But he was still hot.
He got out of that. What I'm saying is he didn't get locked into the bag gimmick, and he like Jay-Z said, I beat them charges like Rocky. He beat those charges, and now he's got a title. Again, somebody else, I think they might have pulled the trigger on a little too late, unless this was the plan all along, because okay, if the Money in the Bank was going to go like that, well, yeah, we didn't need him to win Money in the Bank. But a U.S. title was a great start for LA Knight, and LA Knight.
That's what LA Knight's going to be. He's going to be the Razor Ramon
Logan Paul and Machine Gun Kelly.
Why'd you bring him up?
Yeah, man. So shout out to LA Knight. He did it. He got the Triple H picture. And yeah, dude's been grinding for a while. I'm not ever mad at nobody's success, but
I'm with you. I do feel like the man. I actually, honestly,
Ant back in the house. Ant been missing. Where you been at, Ant? When y'all don't show up, we know who be in class and that. But shout out to everybody on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Our normal gang and our new gang. SummerSlam is cooking. DNA popped in. He popped out. He's all over the place. We had Cortez popped up, and he was a passionate Cortez tonight. But yeah, so LA Knight is your new United States champion, and Logan Paul looked genuinely hurt. But I did see Prime logos blasted on the turnbuckles and in the ring tonight. So whether we see Logan Paul or not, we do know Prime Hydration is in the building. So yeah, he won. The check is on the way. So after that, what we had, HP?
After the Logan Paul, but let me stick on here for just a couple more.
Oh, go ahead.
Logan Paul had one of the dopest spots of the night. That backflip off the top rope to the outside of the ring off of one jump. Where
he's athlete.
He jumped. Okay, so here's the ropes. My hand, like he's facing outward. He jumps backwards onto the top rope, and then does the backflip somersault with twist to Logan Paul. To LA Knight on the outside of the is magnificent.
Logan Paul. I think people don't give him credit for taking it serious. Yeah. He takes it seriously.
Then LA Knight had a hell of a spot. It was more like a superplex. It was that suplex off the top rope, but it's more like a brain buster than it was.
They went out tonight. They went out with a mission.
I wanted to make sure I brought up those two spots though, because sometimes we go through these matches so fast because it's like, we're just giving the overall, but hey man, we get to the weeds of some of these matches. They, you know what I mean? They put on. They really did. And
now you good, and we just like to check in with our people.
We like to check in. Yeah. Springboard moonsault Logan did was insane. Yeah, Devon Baxter. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He was inside the ring. Logan on the outside apron. Not even on the apron, on the outside floor. He's facing.
He does it with ease, man. He has a good build. He has a good frame, and he can.
Fuck that.
Logan,
I'm 42 years old, bro. If you tell me jump on a top rope, first of all, jump up and turn back. Like, so when you land on the top rope with your feet, you're now facing the opposite way. So now you better know where this motherfucker is behind you, 8 feet down.
So you say you can't do that? You can't do that, HP?
Bro, I broke my hip at 14 years old.
Hey, look, I was thirsty the other night before I went to bed. I had to go downstairs to get a bottle of water.
Like when I
look. I had to go downstairs to get a bottle of water. I went to bed thirsty. So if I'm not going downstairs to get a bottle of water,
when I be thirsty, I'll drive them 90 minutes and get the hotel room. That's another story.
That's on Patreon. But shout out to LA Knight and
actually, technically, it's on the YouTube because we was live when it happened.
LA Knight and Logan Paul put on a good match. So far, SummerSlam was 3 for 3. They was cooking.
Cooking.
After that, what we had?
Next, we had Bayley versus Nia Jax.
I was excited about this match. I was excited about this match.
Yeah, tell me what happened, bro.
I knew exactly what I was going to get from this match.
Mm-hmm.
And they delivered. I wasn't expecting a fast-paced match. Bayley isn't a fast-paced wrestler.
Nia Jax damn sure ain't.
Hold up. Don't you do that.
I love Nia, but she ain't no fast-paced, like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just joking. But yeah, so I knew I was going to get a wrestling match and then like a bully match and a kind of David and Goliath thing. I'm glad Bayley kind of tapped back into her hugger stage a little bit with the gear. Yeah, it was a good match.
She waited all this time.
Bro, she took 3 annihilators.
Talk about
Nia took a power bomb from the top rope.
Talk about
they were going. They gave it. And I said, I hate that Bayley lost. Bayley lost her title, by the way. I hate that Bayley lost because I said she's been cold. This would have been a great heater for her.
Fuck that.
They took it off her. Nia is dominant. Queen of the ring, and their new women's champ. It was a good match. The Tiffany Stratton thing, we got to figure that out.
I think it's out. Because they're friends and they're hinting at this is gonna happen at some point. Maybe they build it all the way to WrestleMania. Maybe it's Survivor Series. Maybe it's the Royal Rumble. Maybe it's one of the in-between pay-per-views. She went to cash in tonight and got stopped, so it never became official. So she'll still have. And I told my son
maybe that was just a distraction and not a real cash in. We're gonna see.
No, it wasn't a cash in.
Because at the end, it was in cahoots with each other.
Let me be clear. Tiffany Stratton ain't cashing in before November. Let me tell you why. And I told my son this, and I was on a chat with some friends. She brand new briefcase, right? That briefcase within 12 minutes was put up on WWE merchandise on WWE.com. She's not going to cash it in now. She needs to show that briefcase week after week after week after week. They have to sell that. I hate saying this because it takes it out the realm of wrestling. But the reality is, everything revolves around money.
Yeah.
And you just made. She's like, I got you something. Boom.
It's a lot of t-shirts I done bought off the WWE website because.
And then guess what? That briefcase, WWE.
They went on clearance.
If it was such a specialized briefcase, why go on sale that fast, right? Like 12 minutes, bro. But you see what it is.
I just don't know how big, outside of me, I don't know how big the Tiffany Stratton fan base is.
She's big enough that she's in that picture, bro. The same way Damian Priest.
Devon said Bayley and Nia exceeded my expectations low key. Because we've not seen Bayley put on a match in a while.
Bro, they don't need matches when you got someone like Nia Jax. Nia Jax is an annihilator.
No, I'm saying he said they exceeded his expectations. I don't think people got to see Bayley really tap into being Bayley and Nia being. We haven't seen it because Nia.
I think we did. Remember, we had Clash at the Castle. She was just up there against Piper Niven. She also gave us matches against Piper Niven again on SmackDown. We were just getting matches from Bayley. And Bayley was doing her wrestling thing. But now you're up against a person a little bit bigger than Piper Niven who has a moveset that's more fitting for her style than Piper Niven. Piper Niven still has like moves that are like, It kind of fits you. But Nia Jax is all physical.
I think it's the build that Bayley had a problem with. Because Piper's compact, and Nia's just a lot of woman.
A lot. I love every ounce of it.
Every ounce?
Every ounce.
So they
didn't like the outfit,
good match right now. SummerSlam is like 4 for 4. Is that 4, right?
That's 4 for 4. Yep.
4 for 4. Bayley loses her title to Queen Nia Jax, which I think was a good decision because now it gives the validity to the Queen and King of the Ring winners. That hey, you win this, you can possibly win a title. So after that, Ant said he's not a fan of Tiffy. I don't know how big the fan base is, but I think if she's next to Nia, she's gonna probably make a baby face turn at some point and then get really over.
Yep.
So I could see a bunch of little girls with Tiffy Time t-shirts and the prettiest moonsault ever, and Tiffy in the bank, and it's pink and it's Barbie, and she's like a doll, and so
100%.
It's gonna work.
You nailed it right on the head, bro. They're gonna sell that to women, kids.
So after Nia wins her title, what we had next?
We had Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as a special guest referee. Lord,
this could have been the main event.
It should have been the main event. I thought this is the best match of the night.
Nothing's gonna top Roman's return, but
no,
Roman did not return.
But as far as the match and the build up and like paying off and making it happen, I thought that was it. Roman's return was great, but it left a lot to be desired, which we're gonna get to on SmackDown, obviously.
Yeah, so Seth comes to the ring in some Forever 21 pants. I don't know what Seth Rollins was doing. Seth Rollins is probably the second most over man in this company.
Seth Rollins, I agree.
With Roman being 1, which means if Roman doesn't return tonight, Seth would be 1. Seth Rollins, people love Seth Rollins. Yes. And so he comes out as a special guest referee. Then Drew McIntyre, bro. Drew McIntyre looks amazing, bro. Drew McIntyre is doing some of the best work of his career.
I agree with you 100%. We talked about this. This is very reminiscent of Bret Hart ushering the Attitude Era.
This is what I always say. Was some people, when you have a superstar who can be in the mix, doing great work, and it's not a title wrapped around him or involved in it, you have somebody you can go to when the well is dry. You need something. They have that in Seth right now, and they have that in Drew McIntyre, and I'll throw Phil in there too.
No, they do have it in Phil. Because that Phil can build up with anybody. Now, whether the match pays off is a different story. But
so Phil is CM Punk, for those who don't know. Fragile Phil. He made it to the ring. He just made it to the ring. Now
man. And I get it. He hasn't wrestled in ring live competition in months. I get it.
You know what? You could say the same thing for Logan Paul, but Logan Paul didn't look like that.
You're right, 100%.
The thing about it is you needed Seth Rollins in that match. You needed an extra person to look at. Because if you was just looking at CM Punk and Drew McIntyre all match, you would have been talking a lot of shit about CM Punk. He wasn't in shape. He wasn't conditioned. He looked very AEW-ish tonight.
All I kept thinking is, where the fuck are you going to get a pound of flesh? Because right now, Drew is beating the dog shit out of you. And I almost felt this should have been a squash match. A very long squash match. 20 minutes straight of Drew McIntyre beating the dog shit out of CM Punk.
And it would have made sense. Like, sometimes in wrestling matches, it needs to make sense. Drew is younger, bigger, in better shape.
I got heart. I got people chanting my name. No one chanted his name tonight after that match started. So
you know what it reminded me of? When they tried to sell us on Edge when he was talking about he had grit. No, Edge, you have gray hair in your beard. And you need
to talk about it.
You sometimes it's okay for the young dog the new leader of the pack to be the leader of the pack.
I agree.
Yeah, CM Punk. And I tell people, I at one point in life I was a CM Punk stan, straight edge society. I loved all of that, but I loved the wrestling aspect of it till the thing with Kenta and him, whatever. But I don't like the people that say they like wrestling, but only like CM Punk for everything but wrestling. And that's what it's been for the past few years with him. People have been in love with him for everything but wrestling, and that's because nostalgia will make you buy anything. Nostalgia will make you buy anything. And I know wrestling is not easy. Wrestling is not easy. And the older you get, you need to. Andre Iguodala extended his NBA career because he changed his game, he changed his diet, and he said he had to do that to prolong himself in his career. I think a lot of wrestlers need to get to that point and understand you got to switch it up. I don't know why he still does the GTS, because that's.
I just think it looks bad because it looks good on some wrestlers when they're small or around his height, but when they're not, like
I just think it's a risk in that. But Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, huh?
I don't think he gets hurt in GTS.
I think the comments I've seen say, I hope he didn't get hurt. He wasn't impressive. We shouldn't be watching a match concerned about the man in the ring's well-being.
Right. That's the wrestlers in the ring's job. And they do a
That's
great
the company's job to say, hey, this person is, if us on TV is looking at this, somebody in that building had to see the same thing. But they said, go. Again, early I said, I think a lot of these wrestlers are coming back early in their healing from injuries or early in their conditioning. Drew McIntyre made fun of Sheamus about that. It used to be bang after banger, but it looks like burger after burger. Sheamus even said, I came back early because I wanted to make this card and this sting. So what I'm saying is not just me tinfoil hat. Wrestlers are confirming that they are coming back earlier than they expected or earlier in their timelines. And it shows sometimes. But Drew McIntyre match ended kind of crazy.
It did. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. When they got in Seth's face, I thought it made the match. It brought another level to it because it became which one of these guys is gonna screw Seth to make. I love Seth
every time Seth tells CM Punk the world doesn't revolve around you. Everything ain't about you, because I feel that's coming from a special place in his heart that he means that. So CM Punk gets the bracelet off of Drew McIntyre's wrist. It lands in the ring. Seth Rollins picks it up. They go. CM Punk hit Drew McIntyre with the GTS, goes to pin him. He looks over at Seth and sees that Seth has the bracelet on. Then he confronts Seth Rollins, and that leads to them two getting into it. And
love it. He hit.
Then Drew McIntyre comes back and beats him. He beat him.
Yeah, but CM Punk hit Seth Rollins with a GTS for wearing that. Drew hits. I forgot the order of operations, but basically
it was a chair involved. It was a lot going on, but Drew McIntyre won. And it was it was an interesting finish. They even referenced 96 or 97 SummerSlam with Bret Hart and all that. So good match. Like I said,
and nobody got spit on.
Nobody got spit on.
Because I always watched that back the last couple of weeks. Bret, you could have just slapped this man because you spit on me, bro. There's a difference.
What's more disrespectful, slapping somebody or spitting on?
If I gotta take one or the other, and you go, okay, let me spit in your face. You're gonna hit me. You're gonna swing a chair at me, and you're gonna hit him. Or no, let me slap you, and then you go, I'll take the slap, bro.
I got slapped one time in high school, man.
It hurt. That should have knocked a tear loose.
I'll tell y'all a story another day. So are they 5 for 5 right now at SummerSlam going through the card?
I actually thought they were.
5 for 5. So after this, what do we have? Again, they're building us up for some long-term storytelling. Every match did that tonight. except for LA Knight. I don't know where they go with him, but
yeah, they did it. They did
maybe
because
he does the LA Open Night Challenge or All Night Challenge or something.
I don't think they do. Remember, you have Andrade and Carmelo who've been beefing. They were just in the world title picture, just as LA Knight was. You bring that. That's where you're going. That's where you're going.
Then he cold already.
Why would he be cold?
Carmelo and Andrade.
Let me tell you why. They had the best. They were part of the best for Money in the Bank, which is the same match LA Knight was in.
Which is a specialty match.
Doesn't matter. They were the guys that you remember from that match. They put on. They definitely put on. And don't forget, LA Knight was in that match. Jey Uso was in that match. Guys that people say, they're going to be the guys to win. They need it. So why, when they don't come out as the MVP, we're going to dismiss the guys who were the MVP? Then they go on, have a hell of a match, a banger. And now it's like, yeah, LA Knight should go against the guys that he was in that match with.
I already have a hard time looking at LA Knight. I don't want to look at LA Knight and Andrade.
I don't understand. I'm still.
That's me personally.
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand your logic of saying they're cold. Like, how are they cold?
We've been saying for months, for weeks, Carmelo Hayes was cold. He have a good match, and he's not cold no more.
Right. No, well, hold on. That's all it takes. I mean, Solo got a world title shot after losing 34 weeks straight.
Yeah, but he's in a bigger storyline, bigger than him. If he wasn't in the bloodline, he wouldn't have got that.
Great losses. He beat John Cena and then went on a losing streak. Every time he got in a match, he literally lost it.
Hey, 34 that's just me. I don't want to see LA Knight do none of that. The Speed Champ versus the US Champ.
Well, okay, check this out. Who else is mid-tier from SmackDown?
I don't know. I can't think right now.
Okay. I'll give you two.
I could put
Carmelo and Andrade, goddammit. Carmelo and Andrade. And it's gonna go good because they've been having great matches and they've been really putting on. And this is what the mid-tier title is supposed to do. Show us who's next up to bat. When you start having these good matches and you start building a promo and people start getting behind you, I mean, this is what we've watched since the 80s, the 70s. It wouldn't be
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, they don't know what to do with him.
Andrade,
Angel, be competing for a mid-tier title.
Apollo Crews getting his hair cut tonight.
Oh, if you put Apollo Crews, I'm watching.
Corbin. There's not a lot of people. Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, maybe, because they're not doing nothing now.
Nah, they're supposed to at least get a rematch. If they
Anderson, don't Gallows, Street Profits.
If you break the Street Profits up,
Randy Shinsuke, there's not a lot of people.
Ooh, excuse me. There's not a lot of mid tiers. They destroyed their mid tier title scene.
And everybody's in NXT. Joe Hendry.
I would love it. I ain't gonna hold you. LA Knight and Joe Hendry, hey, bro, take my money.
See, the thing about LA Knight is I think he's going to fall into that CM Punk category where people just want to hear him talk and say, yeah.
That's okay. The company will use that.
Hey,
they're big enough.
Ain't my company. I just talk about it.
They need those guys. Because you got a lot of guys in the back that can wrestle, but they can't talk. So if I put you with LA Knight in a feud where one guy can carry the weight leading up and you can carry the weight in the ring, it works.
Hey. Ain't nothing gonna matter because Roman back.
Well, the next match after Drew, we got Gunther and Damian Priest. We got the betrayal. They didn't say it, but this is the final. This is the nail in the coffin of Judgment Day. Dominic turned earlier, and now you got Finn Balor who officially turns in this match. Official puts Gunther like he gets called out. Damian Priest sees it for himself. Finn Balor tried to help Gunther win. And he stayed out there the whole rest of the match, scowling with the face, trying to make you lose. Holy shit. We got some shit going into Bad Blood. Congratulations.
Hey, there's nothing else to say. It was a good match. Gunther's chest got busted open.
Of chops, bro. Them chops. Don't hit me with that shit. Remember the Big Show? He used to be like, shh. He used to tell the audience, shh.
Big handprint on your chest.
Oh my
It was a good match. Nice slow pace. I mean, Priest looked good. Gunther looked good. It could have went either way. I didn't pick Gunther because I saw the Finn turn coming, but Gunther's going on a run.
Gunther's going on a run, and he looks great with that world title. The two people I was on some chat with some people at the time, they said, "Let me tell you how rugged." They said, "My man said, let me tell you how rugged Gunther is. Any man that can win a belt, a world title with no knee pads and no elbow pads is a rugged motherfucker." He ain't have none of that. He's like the only wrestler.
Drawers and shoes. There's been plenty of days in my life I just had on drawers and shoes, and I didn't win no title.
Bro, my man has no knee pads, no elbow pads, just straight
raw dogging out here. He just show up.
Boots, bro.
He just show up.
Do you think he looks good with the title as far as like, yeah, he can carry it, or do you think he still needs more work?
Gunther look good in anything you put him in. You can put him in any spot, and I think he looks good. He has an old like Luthez, Jim Thorpe kind of thing about him. He looks old school, like old, like, you know what I'm saying? And he can wrestle, and it's not a lot of high spots. It's straight to the point. We here for this. Let's get down to business. If you like wrestling, you like stiff wrestling, you got I like Imperium as a whole. I like the whole group work they were doing with Vinci and Kaiser. I like Imperium because I think they take the wrestling part serious. And that's how they present themselves. It's the ring general. This is my ring. Dust your feet off for you. You know what I'm saying? It's serious. I don't like how they made it like a class thing, like my upper class and your class. But I hope they don't make that turn with him and turn him to JBL. But Gunther looks good. I think more people like Gunther than they would admit. Because his style is kind of not WWE, to be honest. But hey, Gunther wins. Finn turns on Priest. Dom turned on Liv. Judgment Day is, we don't know.
Judgment Day is ceasing to exist. I like it.
So what do you do with JD and Carlito?
Well, JD is solidified. He's tag champs with Finn.
They challenge LA Knight for the title.
Chill out, bro.
His first two opponents, JD McDonough.
I don't know where you go because now that you bring that up, where is Carlito gonna go?
Well, we don't know what Finn bound. We don't know what JD does. We don't know.
That would make the storyline even more complex.
It would make it better if they still had to deal with each other because of the title. Like, we still got to defend these titles. Like, I don't fuck with you, but we got to defend these titles.
I'm with that. I do fuck with that.
The Liv and Rhea thing, though, Dom is out. Dom is done.
They were looking for Dom. Remember, he yoked up Finn Balor. Damian Priest was like, yo, where is he? Like, yo, why you keep picking on this man?
I put in the chat, I think Dom, Liv, and Finn kind of start their own thing. Because you can still have a Judgment Day with Rhea, Priest. And, I mean, they made Carlito a comedy act, an afterthought, but...
Yeah. But I would like to see him not in the comedy zone.
So, new champion, Gunther. And from that, we go to what? Main event?
Main event.
The
man himself.
Solo Sikoa versus Ice Cold Cody Rhodes.
God damn, Ice Cold. Nah, I mean, fuck it.
Oh, Cody Rhodes. I've been saying it for weeks. Every champion except for Liv Morgan was cooling off. Yeah. They needed heaters, and Triple H said, I hear you, D. Archie Carter. I'm going to do this for you. And I said I thought it was going to be every title changed a few weeks ago. And, hey, SummerSlam, they're gearing up for this new turn into Netflix. They're loading this box up for Bad Blood, which Cody is going to have a big match because it's Bad Blood and it's in his hometown of Atlanta.
Also, hold on. And when we start talking about gearing up, because I made a point to put that in the chat. Damn, I don't have his name anymore. Tony. What's his name? Tony. No, I don't got his name. I think I put it in the chat. The boxing, the boxing announcer Tony Schiavone? No, Tony Schiavone's WCW.
No, I know you're talking about. I can't think his name right now. Too. They made the announcement that he's joining the announce team.
Yeah, and they swapped it. So now Michael Cole will be coming to SmackDown. I'm about to get to it because I see it. It's about to pop up right here. Me and old boy put the same notes. Okay, cool. Got it. God damn, I'm putting in some shit. I still don't see it. Fuck. I can't even think of Buddy's name.
I saw it was on a pre-show.
Yeah, he was talking to Michael Cole.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find
This is
it.
Bailey. I thought we had a conversation with that shit. Maybe we didn't. But it's, oh my gosh. Whatever. But anyway, Michael Cole's going to SmackDown now, and they're bringing in a world-renowned guy.
Joe Tessitore.
Thank you. So yeah, you got Joe Tessitore going to Raw.
I know he did boxing and football. I don't know that we've not seen this work too well with a lot of people that come over from other sports. I think maybe Pat McAfee, only because Pat McAfee's an actual wrestling fan. I think you gotta kind of like wrestling even just a little bit to call wrestling matches.
But so is Buddy. Him and Michael Cole were talking about it. Buddy's an old school, like he's been loving wrestling for a long time. They talked about it. So I don't know how current wrestling he is, but from what I've sounded, they were like, "Oh, this should work." But
we'll see.
When I was thinking about what they said, they mentioned everything they mentioned was from the 80s. And not current. You know what I mean?
That's 40 years ago.
Right. So it could be bad. And also, I think they're doing this as trial and error to find, because let me tell you something. Matches are great. If your commentary team, when you talk about televised television, you know what I mean? If your matches aren't called the right way, a classic match turns into an okay match.
There's two things that affect matches that I think people overlook, and then we're going to get back to this main event. One is the crowd, and two is commentary.
I try to overlook the crowd because city to city, but you're right, 100%.
Like the Bailey Nia match was good. The crowd it was a slow match, and then even commentary scene didn't seem like they were too invested in it.
No,
and I heard Pat McAfee and guy Corey Graves stepping on each other all night. I even put in the chat that I don't think they fuck with each other too much.
They might not, because they don't work with each other all the time. You know what I mean?
So Cody Rhodes in the what's it called? Bloodline rules match. Solo Sikoa.
Ooh.
They kicking out of moves. Before the match, Cody Rhodes had this long intro from the bus to the this to the that. Who does Cody Rhodes come across backstage? None other than the enforcer, Arn Anderson. He said, I still got some pull here. So you got some friends, some people coming on the way.
But that was whack as fuck. And let me tell you why. There was a backstage photo that was revealed earlier that had multiple people that came out. But we only got one. And it was Roman Reigns. And then you gave us KO and Randy Orton. Now, here's my issue. They're a real legitimate tag team according to the standards of WWE. DIY should have lost those belts a week prior. This way, on SummerSlam, we would have got Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton and KO. Now, maybe they're saving that. But this is your biggest matchup. This is your biggest event of the summer. The second biggest event of the year. Why is Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, main event Jey Uso all sitting out?
Jacob Fatu, they're going to eventually start getting sprinkled back into the Bloodline story, because we have to see what Roman says and does, and who's going to stand. Roman's already outnumbered, so somebody got to stand next to him. We don't really know what's going on with KO's personal life, because he was back and forth because of some things with his mom. So that's one thing. I said I didn't think he was 100% because when he ran to the ring, he was running like Kenny Smith. So it's we don't know. So that only affects really Randy, because Randy's tied to this story. Yeah. We'll see. But Roman came back. Well, let's skip through the match. It was good. Jacob Fatu might have broke his leg.
Yo, his shin. I hope that's not the case. I hope. Oh my god, man! If he got hurt, we're fucked. That's gonna change a lot that we don't want changed.
I'm actually gonna look up real quick and see if I can see it because I thought I was probably brushing and flossing my teeth because I always do that before we go live and to eat or something.
Because when he went to get up, he couldn't, and he just told Solo to do whatever, and Solo carried out those orders. So,
Vinny, you was there. What happened to Jacob Fatu? Oh yeah, he hurt.
You say talking about it?
I got a video somebody sent me. I know people. Yeah, he hurt. The refs helping him to the back. You see?
Yeah.
He can't walk.
His shin cracked that, and all it takes is a small fracture, and then your shin. Ooh. Hopefully, it's all still at work. I would love that, but we'll see.
This after the match. That ain't gonna work. This is, that would be a definitely a.
He definitely did shim Roman plant
because I could see Roman and Jacob cooking. That's wrestling. That's why I said I think the spot, just them showing up in the match to me, I think was enough. You don't have to do, and I know Bully Ray's gonna lose his mind over this if he's hurt because Bully Ray is always preaching about unnecessary spots in matches. Maybe it was necessary for the drama, but we've seen it before. Right. Or maybe they're trying to show us what he could do in the ring. We don't need to see him flying. That double springboard moonsault is impressive enough.
It's crazy. Go ahead, talk about it.
We don't need to see him jumping from the top rope through the table, risking this. So, and there's other things he could have done in the ring to show we don't need the spot, because we got it already. And if he got hurt because of that, I mean, shame on them, but because it don't look like he got enough elevation on that thing. That's a big man. And see, the thing about Jacob, if you know anything about Jacob, before he came to WWE, he was like 35, 40 pounds heavier. So he's wrestling with a new body, so you have to adjust. Think about if you ever lost weight.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to walk and run according to your weight. So imagine jumping off of shit.
That's definitely something different.
So Roman returned, had a lot of blood. Kevin Owens came out, Randy Orton came out, the Bloodline came out, and it was going down, and then Roman's back.
That music.
He just showed up, walked to the ring, Superman punched Solo Sikoa, speared Solo Sikoa. It was a beautiful spear. Yeah. That spear was perfect.
Oh, the crowd going crazy. Oh,
Cody hit him with the crossroad, and Roman look at him.
But then there's that stare down too.
Roman leaves the ring, Cody wins, and Roman just turned back. And sometimes you could say a lot without saying anything at all.
Right.
And Roman, and I knew he had to return because SmackDown is so far away. So, but we gotta wait a whole week to see what happens. SummerSlam, I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
That's funny. I give it the same.
I'm gonna give it 8.5. That was a beautiful spear. Roman, he had two spots and he hit them perfectly tonight. And he got the new shirt, OTC. What that mean? Original Tribal Chief?
Original Tribal Chief, baby. Let's go. That's at least what I think it means, but it might be something different. But Original Tribal Chief. The OTC.
Hey. So SummerSlam, we had a bunch of title changes. Only 2 stayed. Liv Morgan and Cody Rhodes retained. Everybody else, new champ. LA Knight is a champion. Gunther is a champion. Nia Jax is a champion. Who else? Who else? That was it, right?
That was it. Seth Rollins, there was no title in there.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre is a champion because he kicked Phil in the face and took his bracelet again. So, yeah, it was a good SummerSlam. It didn't feel like the long night that it was, and I like when it doesn't feel long. He thought it said CTC. Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know.
Nah, it was OTC.
OG, OC, call him the OC. Yeah, I like seeing Roman.
I was impressed, man. I thought it was good. I thought it was good too. And you got an 8.5. I got an 8.5 as well.
Like I said, for weeks, every one of the champions have been cold. They needed heaters. WWE felt the same way because we had a bunch of title changes tonight, a bunch of long-term storytelling, and SummerSlam did what it was supposed to do. Got us on the road to WrestleMania. Mania should be good. Survivor Series should be good. Bad Blood's gonna be fire. Bad Blood's gonna be fire. So we had a good night. DNA popped in. Him and Cortez popped in. Me and HP just talking about it. Anything you want to touch before we get up out of here, HP?
I at some point tomorrow I'm gonna switch the description to where we have the GoFundMe link for the Wrestling Universe. The Wrestling Universe was a huge part of the Attitude Era podcast, and DNA broke this down to where all the interviews they were getting was through them and Jack, which is the man who's the owner of the Wrestling Universe, which is based out of Queens, but they have an online. So if you're looking for collectibles, you're looking for belts or whatever, that should be like a premier spot to look. And if you're in the NYC region, I definitely would implore you to go ahead and check out the store. But currently he's got medical conditions going on. We all age and things, we want to keep it a part of the community, especially because they were integral in keeping this podcast up and afloat. I mean, the whole start of this, the first interviews that DNA ever got was through Jack at the Wrestling Universe. So we have to. It shame on us if we didn't plug for them and try to help out in any way we can.
Oh no, we gotta show love to people that show love to us.
Absolutely.
I always said we give y'all live and free content 7 days a week. I don't think you're getting that anywhere else, and if you are, it's not that fly because we are dope. Yeah, we give you original content, original series, all this stuff. So yeah. If you can support the Wrestling Universe, please do support Jack because he definitely supported us. People always ask, what can they do for us? You can it's on all our social medias. It's on all our social medias. The Wrestling Universe. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about that for the next few weeks until we hit the goal, because we're gonna hit the goal. Like I said, it's a big goal, but we have a bigger community, and y'all fuck with us, we fuck with them, so let's fuck with each other. But yeah, so we'll touch on that a lot more tomorrow because I think we're gonna go live and talk about it. So SummerSlam, HP gave it an 8.5. I gave it an 8.5. What's that?
That's attitude rating. It's easily an 8.5.
Huh?
That's easily an 8.5. I'm trying to think of which one. I don't think anything got an over an 8.5.
Yeah, that was good. What did y'all think about SummerSlam? HP went 6-1 in his predictions. That was fire. I don't know how insane Raw is going to be if Roman don't show up.
Well, we have time. If they're going to make that switch, it's going to be late in the year because you still have more switches to make for SmackDown to make SmackDown a suitable roster.
So who opens Monday Night Raw?
Seth Rollins, CM Punk. Or maybe Gunther, the new world champ. Like, they have options, bro. They actually have options.
Maybe Rhea.
They have options, exactly like you said.
Yeah, Raw cooking, but SmackDown only got one.
SmackDown has to start in with Roman, and that's the problem.
LA Knight wrestling JD McDonough.
No, that's a problem. That's
one of the Viking Raiders. Yeah, SummerSlam was fire. We enjoyed it. DNA and them had a watch party up there. Judgment Day, I don't know, man. We could talk about that all night. What we think. HP loves the book, but we're not gonna do that tonight because we had to sit through a pre-show, a show. I was at a back-to-school event today, surrounded by thousands of kids. Man, it was beautiful.
Hey, I forgot what it's like to sip on the show. I got my 4 cups. You know what I'm saying? I got my water with my There's no cucumber in this. It's only lemon lime. This is my coffee. That's my distilled water. This is my lemon lime, and here's my sippable. So we're back to 4 cups, but only for tonight. Only for night. I said if SummerSlam was good, I would have a Super Bowl. And,
no, I'm thinking tomorrow's Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow's Sunday. Well, today's Sunday, depending on where you are.
Now tomorrow,
football season is officially started. We got the first preseason game.
Tomorrow will be no interview dropping.
Yeah.
However,
no interview tomorrow. We're coming on live though. So
we're coming on live though.
I'll come on live. Probably talk a little more SummerSlam. Definitely fill y'all in about the wrestling universe. But yeah, so tomorrow's no interview drop-in. We dropped past few weeks. It's been Gilbert, it's been Kurt Angle, it's been Rob Van Dam, it's been Mike Chioda.
Hey, it's been Psycho Sid.
Psycho Sid. We dropped a lot of interviews, but tomorrow we're taking a break from the interviews for one, to set y'all up for what's coming. Yeah. And two, to let y'all know about everything that's going on with the wrestling universe. But I think that's about it. If you are on Twitter and Instagram, slide by the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, notification button. And if you're on Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram, follow. That means you're following us already, but are you following us? Like me, the Archie Carter at the Archie Carter, and King HP at whatever his ad is, because I don't know it. What's your ad, HP?
I want to say it's King HP.
He don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
King HP forever.
King HP forever. Follow him and follow me at the Archie Carter. And if you're on TikTok,
I follow you back.
All of mine is at the Archie Carter. So you follow us. I mean, that way you won't miss a thing. You can't miss it if you follow me, him, DNA, the page. And I started watching From today too.
Oh, let's get off here. We gotta talk.
We're gonna talk about that. But SummerSlam was amazing. We're gonna be live tomorrow. We don't know which time, so that's why you have to hit subscribe and the notification button so you don't miss it. And of course, 5 minutes after Monday Night Raw, we will be live with the Raw recap. We should have a lot to talk about, and we will see y'all tomorrow.
American Bash 2 on Tuesday, part 2.
Yeah, Wednesday we got a new double up dropping. Maybe, I don't know. We got a lot. You know how you have a lot and you don't know. You know, like when you open the refrigerator, you got so much food that you don't know what to eat. That's what you get at Attitude Era Podcast, and we cooking. So I'm the Archie Carter. That's King HP. And if DNA was here, HP, what would he say?
He would probably tell y'all good night.
Peace. See y'all tomorrow.